Hello, everyone. I am Lynn, Dream Girl Writer, and wanted to make this video for you right now because my heart is full, and yet I'm feeling very human and very mm, undivine, if you will. I have had some major upgrades in my dreaming process and some new awareness of what it is I am doing through my dreaming process and unpacking my dream messages and how it does benefit others as well as myself. And yet, my everyday life has pretty much remained the same. And in fact, today I faced another kind of financial challenge, very similar to ones that I have faced in the recent past. And so I'm walking that tightrope, if you will, that line between the Maya, the illusion, the material world, and the dream world, and the ideal of us, the divine of us. And I am willing to continue because it's far better than the alternative and what I have done, the way I have walked my path in the past. And yet it's rather daunting at the end of each day to kind of face up to the reality that this is a human life and I'm trying to incorporate or inspire myself to know the ideals of a higher path and my ultimate destiny. And to marry those two is almost like bringing together, a pauper and a queen, or a working class man and a king, or a working class woman and a king. And it's an ongoing process. And that's, I think, the key to what I'm feeling right now is that it is a process. In order to live a romantic life, especially if you are, as I am, on your path alone at this point in time, wanting very much to join and have a reunion with a true love, and yet respecting divine will, surrendering to what is that right now it calls for me to be alone. It's it's like a little dance, and the romance comes in with the unknown, and yet it's the unknown that drives us mad, almost, that makes us want to, like, choke choke the yoke of the future and say, give me what I want just right now, give me what I want. And just to give a little background to this, I went, as I normally try to do, to watch the sunset. I walked down. I live on this wonderful lake called Lake Murray in Lexington, South Carolina. And I enjoyed about a half an hour of sunset or pre sunset, and then decided to go back home and thought I was going to be, back home for the evening. But when I got there, I noticed the sunset colors kind of coming out on the other side of the lake. And I went, I'm going to go back down. So this time I took the car and took a second glass of wine and a little snack and went down there and enjoyed the rest of it. And then when I came home, I was almost like, okay, you know, now now can my true love show up? Now can the party start? Now can I really realize the ideals of my life? And I had to admit to myself that I was kind of, mm, foregoing the present. I was kind of trying to skip a step. And point in fact, or the connection to that realization is that I had a dream this morning that it was really impossible to skip a step. And if you did, you would just have to back up and have a do over. So, all of that being said, I think what I'm trying to convey is a message to myself to just be okay, be in present time, surrender to divine timing, accept what is, do my best to catch as many sunsets or sunrises as I can, to listen to the bird song and nothing else, to get up in the morning with the promise of doing something innovatively creative that day. And that's really good enough. You know, I have worked very hard on trying to keep a balance between the ideal that I am aspiring to and my spiritual awareness, if you will, my spiritual evolution. Keep a balance of that with my practical life and with the sometimes drudgery of what we do as humans every day and the challenges of our relationships. And it's it's daunting sometimes. And I just wanted to kind of record this for myself as a witness to myself, to my own struggles, if you will, to just moving forward, to going with the flow. The best, and in fact, the only validation we can really give ourselves is that which we do give ourselves without anyone else's approval or additional validation or support. And one of the things that came out of my dream this morning that I thought was quite lovely is that in my life, my particular circumstances gave me the experience of never being able to count on any other human being for very long or at all times to be there for me, to support me, to love me. Never, not a mother, not a father, not a sibling, not a family member of any kind, not a friend. No one has ever been there for me at all times. No person. And yet, Holy Spirit always has. Holy Spirit has never let me down. And so, if I really do aspire to the idea of a romantic life, and if I really do trust in love, then I can surrender to that concept, that aspiration, that ideal, that Holy Spirit is taking care of it all for all of us. And I can go my merry way watching the sunsets or not, and having my glass of wine in the evening and listening to the crickets and getting up to greet the sunrise or not. And life will go on just as it is meant to be. And that's kind of a beautiful thing because it actually lets us off the hook, as far as I'm concerned. I am so grateful to be here. I am honored for your presence listening to this. And I surrender to divine will. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.